Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about the Rafale deal because in the parliament after our Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a pretty 1 hour long speech, Rahul Gandhi, the opposition leader, has raised certain questions about the Rafale deal and about its specifications. So I wanted to talk about the Rafale deal in details maybe. Hope you guys like it. So here it goes. Rafales are basically twin-engine medium multi-role combat aircraft (MMRCA), which are manufactured by Dassault Aviation, a French firm. India was in a bid to buy 126 fighter jets to revamp its air force fleet by introducing MMRCA. This entire planning started around 2002, but 2001 actually, but it transcended into a complete congregated plan around 2007. From 2007 till 2014, we tried to get into a lot of deals, and during that time, there were six aviation manufacturers which were interested to sell us these 126 fighter jets: Lockheed Martin F-16s, MiG-35, Boeing F-18s, Eurofighter Typhoon, Sweden's Saab's Gripen, and Rafale of France. Based on easy maintenance and the lowest bid or the L1 bid, Rafale won the bid and over the Eurofighter Typhoon, and definitely it was tested by the IF rigorously. Now, now in 2017 or 2018, the government has bought. In 2017, actually, the government bought 36 Rafale jets instead of 126 Rafale jets that was previously planned around the UPA regime. And the UPA regime has said that the UPA government has said that they will buy 126 fighter jets from Dassault for a price of around 54,000 crore rupees, whereas the Modi-led government or the BJP government has bought it for 58,000 crore for has spent around 50,000 crore for the overall deal. And definitely they've cited things like there will be a lot of transfer of tech which will be involved, which will include spare of part and manufacturing, and they want to manufacture. They are highly inclined to manufacture these fighter planes in India, and definitely DRDO will be involved to a certain extent in this entire process. In 2008, I will just go back a little. There was a confidentiality pact between India and French government, which prohibits India or French government to disclose exactly how much amount of money is being invested on different other aspects. I'll get into those details. Like, for example, how many missiles India is going to buy. Those facts and figures will perhaps, both for security measures and for commercial measures for, say, for protecting the company's interest, uh, perhaps will not be disclosed due to that agreement that that took place in 2008. And although many leaders from the opposition has been telling that the agreement period has been carried out in a very rushing mode, but it actually took place over a span over like the span of a year. Now, the thing is that what are the India specific updates that needs to be looked upon, and the upgrades that that are to be looked upon, which perhaps could enlighten us why the price of this Rafale jets have suddenly been like three times high, like previously from the Congress regime. But definitely, one should always note that the deal that the UPA government was trying to crack did not go anywhere. It was completely it just collapsed. Now, the upgrades that the Indian specific models are looking for are basically development of a low band radar, a towed array decoy system, IR front sector optronics, and a fully integrated Israeli mounted sight. And on top of that, there will be additional moles in the radar, meteor missile, and also on top of that, a certain percentage of the overall defense offset would be going to the DRDO for acquiring French technology for the Kaveri jet engines. and also India is trying to acquire low observable tech from French, from the French company or from the French government in the future. So these are the additional things from the previous UPA deal that the UPA was trying to crack for the 126 flights that the Modi-led BJP government has cracked. Now, what are the questions that the UPA or the opposition leaders are trying to raise? I'd go into that details, but first I'll give you a little bit more about the stuff like why acquiring 36 jets is actually better than going for 126 jets. Experts are saying that first of all, to acquire those jets, India, it usually takes, it would take India actually around 36 to 67 months, which is around 3 to 5.5 years, which is a very long time. And during that period, there will be uh, in mammoth amount of tech evolvement, and because of that, probably India would have been at a loss. Although although the UPA government, the previous UPA government tried to crack the deal in 2014, and they wanted to acquire around 18 jets, flyaway Rafale jets at that point of time, and out of that 126 jets that they were trying to acquire immediately. So if you look from that point of view, probably it could have been quite a good. But then again, we have got right now India specific upgrades, which needs to be also looked into. Then there is also a fact that in this deal, the deal has happened between government to government, which is a very interesting thing. Like only the French government and the Indian government are involved in this process, and there has been no involvement of any middleman. So we have saved, according to reports, around 12,000 crore rupees in this entire process. And another reason why I think that India specific deal for the 2014 case did not really happen, according to reports, was because Hindustan Aeronautics, which is known for producing jets in India, which is the only manufacturer, probably which is only known to manufacture some jets in India, uh, failed to build the craft in India, and also failed to failed to combat with the labor cost and whatever uh, the bid that was placed. So because of that, perhaps that deal, the 126 fighter planes deal that the UPA was trying to crack, would not have been much feasible. Then now the UPA has also raised a very interesting question, that they're saying that for that out of the 58,000 crore rupees deal, of which almost 50%, which is around 29,000 crore to 30,000 crore, would be invested on the defense offset, and that entire deal has been given to a private corporation, which, according to the UPA, and also which is in reality, does not have enough experience in manufacturing defense related products. So it definitely puts a frown on the credibility of this firm, which the NDA-led government wants to invest upon or wants to give the bid to. But according to experts, the 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 defense all the defense offsets won't be distributed by the Salt, which is the company that India was primarily targeting for buying the Rafale jets. Uh, a part of it will be going to Thales, PTA, Sigma or Safran, which is the engine manufacturer, and roughly 50,000, 55,000, sorry, roughly 5,000 to 6,000 crore will be going to the ADAG, which is the executive manufacturer of the Jet Falcon. So yes, definitely that's a bit of a questionable stuff. Like around 5 to 6,000 crore rupees will be given to a company which doesn't really have that esteem, or that has not proven itself to be worthy enough to be able to make a jet. But you need to also note that Indian Air Force is going through a crisis right now, we have 32 squadrons, and out of those 32 squadrons, 11 squadrons, which is roughly around 220, not roughly, which is 220 aircraft, uh, are supposed to go go into the are supposed to not be that well as a functional from this period of 2016 to 2022. And India at this time point of time in 2018 wanted to have around 42 squadrons for each front. So right now we don't even have that many number of fighter planes at a single front. So India was in a desperate need to buy these fighter planes. So that was the main reason why Modi was in urgency, or the defense ministry was in urgency. But again, we need to also look into the fact that the main reason why the all the all the uh, individual costs for each of the components which were supposed to be addressed are not being disclosed, because the French government is trying to protect its company's worth. And it is also believed by many experts that even if the French government is, or the Indian government is not actually disclosing those figures of how much would be invested in each of these overall defense offsets, but when there is an audit uh, in the future and then CAG would look into it, we would definitely come to know that how much money was invested and all those sort of things. So I think we should not rush into this analysis of whether this deal is good or bad, because first of all it's a government to government deal, and there has been no middleman involved, at least on paper or at least on the news that we have come to know. So let us believe in this government, in this deal, at least Rafale deal, and that's it, guys. And hopefully, you guys have been enough informed for this thing, and I'd definitely like to talk about it if you guys want to. So yeah, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.